So, all right, you guys, so this is a little different video than I normally do, right? This is not like a review. It's more kind of like I'm having a beer. If you guys have not had this Left Hand Milk Stout, you guys gave me shit last time about my Kona beers, which I love Kona, so I don't really care. But man, this is I like dark beers, so it's kind of like a little bit of a sweeter Guinness, but highly recommend you try it out. Left Hand Milk Stout. So, this is gonna be more of a kind of a conversation on 3 pistols and focusing on the Dainel Defense H9 in this new format here. We did 2 reviews on this gun already. One was kind of your first impressions / almost for review, and then we did our follow-up with the red dot plate system and the final kind of review and final thoughts on the gun in its red dot compatible format. When I looked at this pistol and started looking at the price points, I wanted to bring out 2 other steel frame guns and kind of share with you guys some of my thoughts and some of performance abilities of the 3 pistols. So we have the Dainel Defense H9, Sig P365 AXG Legion, and the M&P 2.0 steel frame with the new RCR on here. So each one of these guns is unique in its own way. Your results may vary than my results, but at the end of the day, this is a conversation of going from carrying a very capable full-size gun to a very capable mid-size gun, and then going to a very unique trigger system that may require you a little more time to learn and be proficient and get quick and accurate with, unlike a traditional trigger that can be a little bit more tuned, have some aftermarket accessories to it, and really share an experience for you as the shooter to build the gun to the standards you want to have. So we shot 3 different targets today, all shooting 115 grain MagTech. We shot at 7 yards, B8s, nothing fancy. It was just slow fire cadence, trying to keep everything in the X. And if you watch the B-roll portion of each of these guns, you'll see a difference in cadence, and you'll see a difference in group size as I'm able to shoot these 3 guns. And we have what would be considered a mid-size Glock 19-ish, a 43x48-ish type gun, and of course a standard full-size handgun. So when you look at the Dainel Defense grouping today, right, these were 10 rounds. We started out good, and trigger starts to get a little weird, right? Because I find myself, when I'm on this trigger, that I'm kind of low at times and I'm kind of high at times. I'm kind of going back and forth like so. I don't really have a consistent press straight to the rear with the shape of the trigger. The gun is not super textured, but it's also not super slippery, and it fits well in the hand. But again, I really feel this is more trigger manipulation and considering and making sure that everything stays here. So this group, when you watch the B-roll video, it took me quite a while to shoot that, considering comparing the next 2 guns. And I was just trying to focus on the X, target focused, and I just started throwing rounds. And these last 4 are my last 4 rounds. This is the first 6 right here. And this is where it ended up at the end of the day, right? Next up was the AXG Legion. I carry this gun often and I shoot it often, and I got a little bit wild in trigger press, and I threw 2. But again, these are the 2 that I threw. I want to say these 2 were my last 2 rounds as I was picking up cadence, but you'll notice that group there, that was the first 8 rounds out of the gun, and these are my last 2. And again, this gun is with the expansion chamber, trigger, full-size grip, very easy trigger to get onto. And again, the gun has a minimal recoil. It has some, but not a ton due to the expansion chamber, and of course having that Romeo X. But this is a very, very capable handgun. Price-wise, you're very similar to the 2 guns, where depending on where you shopped for this gun, you're going to be in that high 15s to low 16s. Here, you're probably going to be with an RMR Type 2, or if you went to like a Hollow Sun or something like that, you're probably in the high 14s or mid 14s to high 13s, give or take, somewhere in that market there. So again, there's some differences here. Holsters, a lot of accessories for this gun, frames, triggers, optics, holsters, the works. This one, not so much. The final gun we shot, I can do this here, was kind of like my tried and true. I shoot and have shot a lot of MMP. And this is the MMP steel frame. That's 10 rounds. And as I mentioned earlier, as you listen to the cadence as we went through each of these guns, you'll notice a much faster speed of shooting, and a much faster cadence and a much better impact. Again, a 1 high here, but if this was a 25 yards, which I shoot a lot of B8s, but I've never to this date yet got 100. It's one of the things I struggle with, but having the ability to have a full-size handgun in that hand, a cleaner trigger with the M&P 2.0 metal trigger, that heavy weight of the pistol with the very aggressive checkering on the 2 grip panels, front and back, it yields a much better result than here, right? This I'll take all day. That's 2 line breaks. This is where we're throwing, and again, you guys understand how big these targets are. If this is a concealed carry scenario at 7 yards, problem solved, right? And is a performance and a execution and a process to have grip, sight, trigger press, etc., to repeatably obtain the result that I want, 100% doable here. This is going to take you time, and that's just my opinion. Some of you guys may have this gun already and you have zero issue whatsoever with the trigger, but the uniqueness of the trigger in the H9 is what makes it a difficult pistol for me personally. I did buy this gun straight up for this review segment. This one was sent from Sig. This one I own, and that's just something that I think you guys have to look at in comparison factor. I shoot a lot of red dot. I shoot quite a bit. I'm not saying these are some kind of amazing, it wasn't 100 yards and shooting or whatever, but at the end of the day, the result from your execution of process matters. Picking up a pistol and being familiar with it and executing something like this, and then all of a sudden go to this, that is the product, not the person. So I just want to share you guys with you this process here. Dainel Defense picking this pistol up, it's cool, right? There's a lot of engineering that went into this gun, but it was already done once. And they just picked up the pieces, put their sauce on it, and relaunched it as another pistol. A lot of you guys are DD fans. I have no beef with them. I don't own any of their products. But at the end of the day, I don't own their products because I found other products that performed just as well at a better price point with less proprietary parts and features, and that's why I don't own a lot of the Dainel Defense products. But when you look at these 3 guns, all are within that $1,300 to $1,600 price point. All 3 of these pistols, all 3 are metal frame, all 3 are optics ready, all 3 have very clean triggers. And you make the decision for yourself. There is nothing wrong with, you can conceal carry a full-size handgun all day. It's been done. I did it for years with a Glock 21. So when you go out and look at those EDC pistols, research, try and shoot them if you can, and make your own decisions that best fits you. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching this one. Not really a review per se, just kind of us chatting, talking about guns and gear. But if you like the content in this channel, like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. It'll tell you the next time I upload one of these. And if you like this style of content, drop a comment below. Share with me. I'll engage with you guys. And until next time, be well. Take care.